Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host, me, El Young. Welcome guys, and we are here with. I hope you, like I said before, I hope you have pronounced this right, Mauro.
Yes,
So,
Mauro.
welcome. Could you introduce yourself and what you do, please?
Well, hello everyone. I'm Mauro Cordeiro, 35 years old musician from Brazil and founder at Leatherjacks, my project based in São Paulo, Brazil. The genre that I play is hard rock, heavy metal, and lots of that 80s kind of music. So I think that all the headbangers around will love it.
Cool, cool. Let's start it with some questions. Um, as a kid, what were you listening to?
Well, my first remembrances of music, well, I was like 4 to 5 years old, and I remember that my mom has had a vinyl with lots of uh, with a collection, with lots of songs from advertising and all this kind of soundtracks. And
Yeah.
my first contact with music or rock music, so to speak, it was with Survivors, Eye of the Tiger. Man, when I first heard that kind of bam, 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 I was like freaking out, man. I was trying to discover which instrument plays that kind of strong thing. I remember as if it was today, and I was just 4 to 5 years old, and I was, you know, freaked out, completed. So I think
Yeah.
that it was my most tender remembrances of music and stuff like that.
Cool, cool. Who got you into music? Was it a family member like your mother, or was it somebody else, or was it a school friend, or was it somebody completely different?
Yeah, indeed it was. At first, my mom, because she plays piano and stuff like that. She loves classical music too, and but she didn't influence me to listen to rock, never. She always liked rock and all that kind of genres, such as the Survivor song or the Purple Led Zeppelin. But she never came to me and pressed me somehow. Something like, "Oh, Mauro, you have to listen to this or listen to that." No, it was supernatural to me. But in terms of instrument playing, it wasn't my mom. It was by my uncle, because he plays the nylon guitars. Here in Brazil, it's super common, super usual to see people around playing nylon string guitars, opposite to USA or UK with the folk guitars and stuff like that. Here in Brazil, we have the MPB, bossa nova, Tom Jobim, things like that. So it's always a kind of it's a kind of our folk music, our traditional music, so to speak.
Yeah.
So when I first heard that song, "Eye of the Tiger," as a child, I was trying to discover which instrument was that. And then some years went through, my life was changing itself. I grew up a little more. And I remember that I was 8 to 9 years old, something like that. And I saw my uncle playing that instrument, which was the acoustic guitar. And I saw that and I was like, wow, this instrument can be super beautiful. And I was discovering that this instrument, which was the acoustic guitar, was the same as the electric one. So my first contacts with music were with him, properly saying. I took the instrument, I was trying it, um, exploring the neck and learning more and more. So it was an awesome process.
Yeah. Right. One of my subscribers, Bastian, wants to know um, what is the rock metal scene in Brazil like?
Wow, it's a super nice question, Sebastian. Nice to meet you, Sebastian. Thank you for your question. Well, um, I wouldn't say that the metal scene here in Brazil is super boiling or active, but we have lots of underground and alternative bands around. It's just about searching a lot. You need to explore it, because the mainstream media don't promote it, unfortunately. Either if you think about Leatherjacks itself, which is my project, or if you think about another bands and another groups, they don't get promoted here, because it's not the mainstream media. But we have a cool scene here. Yeah, it's not so strong as in Europe or UK or USA, but it's a good scene, I would say.
Yeah. Thanks, Bastian. Right.
Thanks, Sebastian.
When you like progressed and like learn discovering how to basically how to play the acoustic guitar, who inspired you to actually become a musician? Was it your uncle, or was it another musician, or a group or band?
Well, here comes the best part of the history, I was learning the acoustic guitar with my uncle. Then I kind of connected the points, I discovered that this instrument was the same as the electric one. So in school, I was introduced by a friend of mine, a long-time friend of mine. He introduced me to Bon Jovi in hard rock and also Iron Maiden. So, man, my life changed completely, because when I first heard both guys, Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden and Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi, man, I was like, what the, how can these guys play like that, And all my friends in school were also trying. I had three cool friends in school, in high school, who were also trying to play guitar and stuff like that. And it was a super cool time because we were all with the acoustic ones, and we used to go in the school with our own guitars and one looking at each other, learning the licks, learning the riffs, learning the solos, super unforgettable time, And I remember as if it was yesterday too, Oh, here, look, this is living on a prayer. Here, I learned it yesterday. Oh, here is the trooper. It was a super cool time, when you go step by step learning it. And I remember that I got my first electric guitar in '98. Wow, it's been some almost 26, 24 years ago,
Yeah,
98.
yeah,
Wow. Oh my God. I'm 35 right now. I was like 12 to 13, something like this. And I finally got that sound, that I wanted there behind in the eye of the tiger and stuff like that.
yeah,
And I was learning and learning more how to play Iron Maiden and all this cool stuff around, So it was a game changing for me,
yeah,
Never stop it anymore.
yeah. Cool. You've progressed from the guitar to the electric guitar.
Yeah.
Uh, excuse me.
All right.
Uh, what were you in any bands or any? Were you in thinking about or any bands before Leatherjacks?
Yes, lots of bands, by the way.
Yeah,
I name it. the training bands, you know, it's the process that you go learning and learn. After '98, I got the first electric guitar, all that stuff, and then I decided by myself made to not make no band before I really learned the instrument. You know, I wanted to be not a virtuoso, not like this, you know, but at least I wanted to learn it properly, you know, so I could introduce myself for bands or for musicians as a good musician, you know. So I waited some 1 year and a half, 2 years, you know, and then I did my first band in the year 2000. It was a cover band, and we were playing bands like Limp Bizkit or Linkin Park, things that were in that time, you know, on mainstream media. And here in Brazil, we had a cool band, and it was named Charlie Brown Jr. You know, super funny. And it was a band, the Charlie Brown Jr. band. I mean, you know, they were based on ska music, you know, reggae music, mixed up with in a blend with rock and roll, heavy metal, Rage Against the Machine, mixed it up with things like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or rockabilly. Well, super great mixture between genres, and it was super cool to me because I learned another genres how to play and improved myself a lot, you know. So we had this Charlie Brown Jr. cover band for 2 years, and then I finished it, and then I went to another project which I was the founder, you know, and it was named Cuba Libre, you know, like the drink. And that one was an outlaw band, also based in pop rock, in Portuguese genres, trying to fit the Brazilian mainstream music or something like this, you know, so
Yeah.
to speak. And but it's super tough to achieve the point of mainstream, especially because in my case, I was never playing the genre that I was in love, you know. So my ideal was to play another genre, and I was playing another one, you know. So I think that helped to not achieve my goal, properly saying, you know. And then I took some time. The second band, we did some gigs, all that stuff. Lots of gigs, by the way, in little pubs and stuff like that here in São Paulo, here in Brazil. Um, I think that it lasted something like 6 years. It was it was a great time playing lots of genres, lots of lineups, learning with new musicians for 6 years. You know, from 2003 to 2009, and then I took a time to myself. You know, a kind of I would say that it's a Kabbalistic time, you know, that kind of sacred um, sleep, you know. I decided to stop because I was really tired of trying and trying and trying, you know. So I went from 2009 to 2015 without playing in bands, only playing by myself, doing my stuff, and I was decided to not continue in music or promoting myself or things like that. But then, you know what I mean, right, El? When
Yeah.
you are in the business, not in the business, but when you are in the music, you know, and when you play music, it's something that comes from inside your soul. You always want to show it to people, you know, somehow. It's impossible to keep it for yourself, you know. So
Mm.
I was like, man, I need to come back. I want to come back, and I never tried to play what is my real uh, love genre, you know. what I really love to play, you know.
Yeah.
So I decided to make Leatherjacks, you know. And then comes the story that we all know. We
Yeah.
all are knowing here, by the way.
Yeah.
And then I,
But yeah.
yeah, and then I did Leatherjacks in 2016, and here we are, you know, going on and on, step by step.
Yeah. Yeah. This got another question from Sebastian.
Hmm.
Um, he says, were you ever forced to play cover music by clubs or and record companies?
Absolutely, Sebastian. Absolutely. Yeah. It's so frustrating, you know, because I were always, and I am a composer, you know. So I love to play my own songs. And lots of pubs, especially here in Brazil, they don't accept bands, uh, autoral bands, original bands. It's the opposite. You must be a cover one, you know, or you don't have your green pass to play on pubs, you know. So it's super tough. Yeah, we were, especially in the bands that I was before. And if you are going into a pop rock bar to play, you know, you need to play covers. Otherwise, they won't let you go in. You know, it's super tough. It's it's bizarre, I would say. And
Yeah.
sometimes I would like to live in UK or in USA because it's the extreme opposite. You know, we see lots of histories like the Iron Maiden itself. You know, they were playing in cart and horses and pubs like that, and I believe that these pubs were always asking for autoral bands, right? El?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the opposite. I can't understand sometimes why people. I don't know if it's the audience blame. I believe that it's the owner, the owners of these pubs. You know, I don't. I think that they have a closed mind. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with their minds. You know, because it's much cooler to see original bands. You know, playing new stuff, playing um, something that you never heard before, you know, instead of mimicking some other else, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's like this, you know, here in Brazil, especially. Most of
Yeah.
the pubs are always like that.
Yeah, it's starting to get like that in the UK, really. Especially with like the cover bands make more money as a cover band than it is like the original like the bands who actually do their own material. The covers bands or the tribute bands can make hell of a lot more money than the bands who actually do their own, like I said, who do their own music. It's ridiculous, and
Yeah,
it well to me, well I could be. This is just my opinion, and it's I think partly it's due to like it's not just the club to the pub and club owners, it's the general public what's
hmm,
causing it because I've been to like a lot of gigs in the UK where I've seen a band who do their own music, and literally the crowd literally shouting and constantly shouting and heckling at the bands. Do you know any Oasis? Play Oasis, or do you know any like Motley Crue or Poison or something like that? Something like that. I was like, really? Or
yeah,
what on what planet are you on? This is a band that does their own music. They're not going to be playing like a Motley Crue or Poison or like some.
exactly.
It's just like it's it frustrates me big time. It frustrates
Yeah,
me. when
we cannot even find words to define it, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
surreal, you know. It's surreal.
yeah.
It's the same as
It's
if Metallica or Iron Maiden were playing in a pub and then someone asked them to play Beatles, you know.
yeah,
What's the
it's
point of it, you know?
yeah, yeah. There are people like me, and and there's many people like me who basically want to go out and actually hear
New
talented
things.
new things, new bands
Yeah,
coming through, playing their own music. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people like me, and there's out there in the world who want to hear new music from new bands who are trying to like who are trying to make a go of it, type of thing.
sure. Yeah.
And Sebastian follows up with this. It is sad. Your own stuff in Leatherjacks is so much better.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
And he also says, "We'll always support indie original songs."
Yes, yes, absolutely. I just reinforce it, you know. Um, Sebastian is a great guy, you know. He's in the right path because we don't see lots of people that want to see original stuff, you know. And the worst part, I believe that Sebastian and you, well, you're gonna both agree with me, you know. What I noticed is that, especially in Leatherjacks, you know, when I release new things or when I try to promote new things, lots of people tells me like, "Wow, this is something like Judas Priest." Ah, I don't want to listen another Judas Priest. They always keep comparing stuff, you know. No, come on, it's a new song, you know. And I believe that since Johann Sebastian Bach, nothing is anymore original, you know. So I don't know why people try always to search for that kind of, oh my God, this is the idea of the ideas, you know, that kind of ultra new identity. No, it doesn't exist, you know. There will always be some kind of progressions like dun 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 or something dun 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 dun. There always will be this kind of melodies, you know. So I don't know why people try to reach out for something. Oh my God, it's super new, you know. I believe that you guys will agree with me on that. There
Yeah,
always uh, that kind of comparison between artists, either if they are new ones or if they are old ones. And let's get the example of Senjutsu by Iron Maiden. You know, I saw the album. It's not a super album, but it's Iron Maiden. You know, the guys are almost 70 years old. You know, they cannot make the same that they were doing when they were 20s, you know. And when you listen to them nowadays, it's fantastic, you know. For me, I mean, of course that if you fall in that comparison stuff, you're gonna fall in a trap because we will always get that love for the golden ages, you know, Power Slave, Peace of Mind, Number of the Beast, and stuff like that. But if you don't compare Senjutsu to these other albums from the previous ones, man, it's a fantastic album. You know, you look to them
yeah,
and you see like, man, they have the age to be my grandpa. You know, and they're rocking. You know, so that's what happens to new bands. You know.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We've got a couple of a good few people in. We have Nicole. Uh,
Nicole, super
uh,
super cool to see you here.
Yeah, and we have Vicky.
Hey,
If,
Vicky.
is a, who's a good friend of mine, really good friend of mine. So
Yeah,
yeah,
she's super cool.
yeah. So let's get back into some more questions. What have you been up to with Leatherjacks?
Wow, I've been writing some new songs. I'm about to release the third album, but I just don't know if it's gonna be on 2022 or 23. I still don't know because you keep pre-writing, pre-arranging, and then you have pre-production, production, and I do it all by myself. I'm a one-man band
Yeah,
because
yeah,
as you can see, as you all can see, by the way, I have lots of good histories with bands and bad histories, So when I did Leatherjacks, I decided to go all by myself because I was tired of waiting for uh, someone else to dream my dream, to dream along with me. It's super tough, especially when you try to find people that believes that your music is capable of changing people's lives. So I decided to go out by myself on my own trail. And it's tough, because I had to learn mixing, mastering, audio engineering, music production, learn how to EQ things to make the full tones, learn how to make the sample drums to sound like a human playing, and you have to understand how a drummer would play it. So it's not that easy. And it takes time. It takes time. So I believe that 1 year, 1 year and a half from now, I believe that we're gonna have a third Leatherjacks album.
yeah,
It's gonna be super cool.
yeah. It will be. It will be.
Yeah,
So, um, what is wait? Obviously, you're writing a new album for the Jacks. Uh, have you got any idea of how many tracks are there going to be? Is going to be on the album?
I have one song that it's pretty forwarded, so to speak, and it's gonna be a song about Ponce de Leon. Have you heard about him?
Uh, ah, uh, I couldn't tell you. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's a super cool history and it's real. Ponce de Leon was a Spanish guy. He moved to the islands in Cuban islands, you know, and he was convinced that there was an island called Bimini next to Cuba, and there he was convinced that there was the fountain of youth, and he wanted to explore it. He wanted to go there and discover it, something like the Holy Grail or something like that. So it's a really cool history, full of mysteries and full of exploration of nature and Indians involved. And the history says that he suffered an arrow shot in his chest, and I believe that he wasn't able to survive it. So this song is already pretty forwarded for now. It's I believe that it's gonna be the first single of the 30 album, and it's super different from what I've been doing in the two first albums, because it's gonna be a more I wouldn't say a more progressive song, but I'd say that that's gonna be a more blended up, lots of different tempos, that kind of Iron Maiden thing. And we always end up comparing things.
Mhm.
But it's gonna be a little Iron Maidenish, so to speak.
Yeah,
But I think that it's gonna surprise lots of Leatherjacks followers. I think they will be like, wow, it's different, somehow.
yeah. Yeah. So when you get the album finished, um, would there be any gigs, any tours, that type of thing?
I hope so. I hope so. Let's see what's gonna happen during this pandemic period,
Yeah.
and I hope things get better,
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
now, I don't have dates or nothing like that because I'm actually trying to make uh, at least a live lineup, or contacts of musicians to play along with me, either fixed term, to accompany me, or musicians that are really brothers, as a full lineup, It is my real dream, to make a kind of Motley Crew union band, united
Yeah.
band, But
Yeah.
let's see what happens, For now, I cannot really give you right dates or right gigs, Let's see
Yeah.
what happens, right? Let's
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Sebastian has said, I like your song Burning Wire. Looking forward to it. By the looks of it, about the new song that he'll be coming out.
What's the question, Al? Could you
He
repeat,
says,
please?
he says, like your song Burning Wire.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, look, I'm assuming he's talking about your new song, the song that you've written about.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sebastian. It's gonna be the name of the song. It's gonna be Ponce de Leon. So the name itself, it's a kind of surprising thing. I believe he's gonna love it. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Thank you.
Yeah. So, is there any like merchandise or for Leatherjacks? Is there like t-shirts? Can people get your CDs or like is there CDs? Is there like sort of like t-shirts, hats, stuff like that? Where if there is any, can you, where can people get them from?
Absolutely, Al. I sell the merch via Battle Victory Records, which is the record label that I'm signed to. So I think that it's just about go to battlevictory.com, right? Let me see just here quickly in my Chrome here. But I believe it's like that, battlevictory.com or something like that. But
Yeah,
it's battle without the last E, battle, Battel, only that.
yeah, yeah,
Battlevictoryrecords.com, something like that. And the merch for my t-shirts and all that kind of stuff, it's in my big store. Let, let me see here. It's been such a long time that I don't access this kind of merch for Leatherjacks that I forgot the addresses itself. Trying to search here.
yeah, yeah. It's I
but
think
it,
I've
but
put
it's all but it's all in my Facebook page. If
yeah,
people want to like, I really, really, really don't remember the addresses.
yeah.
But
So it basically will be on your Facebook page for Leatherjacks, for all the
yeah,
proper links. Yeah.
it's
So
they
yeah,
they they will find all the addresses there. So it's
yeah,
gonna be easier. It's just like Leatherjacks official. Search
yeah,
for it, and
yeah.
there is
So
all
it's
there.
yeah. So if you want anything for like from Leatherjacks, go to facebook.com Leatherjacks official, and you find all the links there. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I was trying to search the addresses here, but due to the fact that we are live, let's not spend time, right?
yeah. So what have you been up to on outside of Leatherjacks, but you said something about wanting to be more, do more producing work, do more
Yeah,
mixing. So,
yeah,
what is that? What are you? What do you do there? Type of thing.
yeah. I'm trying to work with music production. I really love it. I get inspired by people like Chris Lord Alge or Sylvia Messi or Rick Beato, all these great producers around, So I dream about work beside the musician part of me, I dream about being a producer, I love to mix, I love to master. I'm a self-taught audio engineer, so I really, really like to work with it, I produced a band from Holland. They are named Dangerous Time for the Dead, you know. And I worked on a song of them. It's named um, Queen of the Night. It's the name of the song, you know. So if you guys have the curiosity to search for any works that I did, uh, there it is. Dangerous Times for the Dead, and the song is Queen of the Night. I produced them. I recorded. No, sorry, they were recording the song, and they sent me the stems. The tracks. So I put it all together, edited, and did all the audio stuff. Produced them. You know, made the song born itself. So it's all there. And beside the work that I did for them, my own works also shows my skills on that areas, because I did all the mixing and mastering for all my songs. So it also counts as a portfolio,
Yeah, yeah, it
to
does.
introduce to people.
Yeah. If anybody's got any more questions, uh, ask away now, because I think I might be going into the last question. Uh,
Mhm.
so, any advice for people who want to become a musician?
One word: resilience.
Yeah,
Resilience. I don't know
yeah,
if there is this word in English. It exists. Resilience.
yeah. It's resilience, resilient. It's,
Yeah,
I mean, it's persistent type of thing. It's
yeah, yeah. In Portuguese, we say resiliência. It's
yeah,
almost the same.
yeah,
Because there will always be haters. There will always be suckers. There will always be envy. There will always be people that are trying to destroy you, to hurt you, to make you cry, to make you sad, to make you feel as if you were nothing. But despite all of that, uh, you must believe that you're free and you're special somehow.
yeah.
We need to believe it. Otherwise, nothing works. But it's not only about music, El. I believe that it's all areas in our lives. But in music, especially, due to the fact that we are dealing with egos around, man, it's tough. So my best advice that I can give is resilience. Don't mind about what people tells you, what people thinks about you. Either if it's a good thing, either if someone says, "Oh, you're amazing, you're this and that." No, always think that no, I'm not a god, I'm not anyone. I'm just someone who's trying to make good music. And the opposite side, in the other hand, if someone says that you're a shit, you also don't believe it, and you say the same, no, I'm not a god, and now I'm not a shit, I'm just someone who's trying to make good music, because music is ethereal, you cannot touch music, you cannot feel music, you feel it with your soul, with your hearing. So let people judge it. They don't have the obligation to like you. and they also don't have the obligation to dislike you. You know? So keep going, doing your stuff, believing on you. And I believe that you will always be happy doing music, you know, just like I am, you know. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what people think, you know.
Yeah. Sound advice. Sound advice. Sebastian has said, this is about your doing producing, engineering, mixing, that type of thing. He says, "Wow, cool,"
Yeah, thank you, Sebastian.
and he also says, "All the best of luck to you."
Oh, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Sebastian. Real, really. Um, People like you makes the difference, you know. So it's motivating, you know. You feel a new fuel to keep on and on and on, you know. So thank you so much, Sebastian. Really, I really appreciate it. Super cool, man.
Right, I think that might be about it from me. So, thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. It is very much appreciated, and we will have to do this again when you get a bit more, a bit further down the line with your new album. We have to get,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And
yeah,
you're gonna be
so
the first one to listen to the new single, right?
yeah, that'll be much appreciated.
It's
That'll be
it,
very
it's
much,
it's my affirmation. You're gonna be the first one to listen to it exclusively, you know. So
yeah,
I'm thinking about doing the new single with an animation, you know, because it's also my parallel area, you know. I work both as a musician and with 3D and 2D animation, digital stuff, and all that kind of. And I saw the writing on the wall by Iron Maiden, so I got really inspired, you know.
yeah,
So maybe I'm gonna do a cool animation for this new song. Of course, that is not gonna be that kind of wow, what an animation, you know. But I
yeah,
will try to do a cool video for my new song. Let's see, let's see.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. When you get it done and all being made, and uh, I will more than happy to play the song on my show and to share it out onto all social media platforms. So
Thank you so much, Al. And as I told you right now, you know, you're gonna be the first one to listen to it. No
yeah,
one
thank
else.
you, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I thank you. I thank you. It's an honor, really. Super cool interview. Super cool guy you are. Uh, Super cool followers. I'm really, really happy here. And it was an honor to me, Al, from the bottom of my heart, man. Super, super cool.
Right. Yeah, like I said, thank you so much, and I think that might be about it. So, thank you guys for coming, and thank you, Mauro, for coming out to doing the interview. So,
Thank you.
catch you later, guys.